Clobberin time! It's Clobberin time! Clobberanimo!
Yeah. Hey. Here we are. Clobberin times. Wild card Wednesday night. Just you and me, baby. Just my buddies and me. Clobbering out. And I got something way cool to show you. I am pleased as punch about this. Let me pull it up. My good friends. Maybe I should wait till after I do all my introductory stuff, right? How rude of me. But what can you do? Anyway. I found it. So anyway. Yeah, I'll do it after that. Welcome, everybody. Sorry about that. Woefully unprepared. Oh, my goodness. How unprofessional of me. Welcome to Clobberin Times. Issue number 558 on YouTube. 1,000. Oh, man, look, I forgot to put the number on there. Bad me. Damn it. Oh, well. 1,258 overall. I'll have to edit that back in there. Oops. Damn it, I hate when I do that. Or forget to do that, I should say. Good to see you, my friends. Thank you for being here tonight. Well, you know, nothing too much going on. We'll just talk about... It's open talk, but of course we're going to talk about Action Comics number 1 a little bit. This is the 85th anniversary this week. Ostensibly, it was cover dated a little bit in advance, but supposedly came out this week, a few weeks early than its release date. But it doesn't matter. We're right there. So we're going to celebrate easily the most important comic ever made. We'll talk about that a little bit. But first things first, let's do some show notes and get those out of the way. Of course, tomorrow night, as always, the clubhouse is in session. Clubby's Clubhouse tomorrow night. Now, of course, my wonderful friends and first officer, of course, the great first officer, R.M. Briggs, and my good buddy, Mark D. with the C. They will be joining me, as always, for the Thursday night clubhouse. Clubby's Clubhouse is always a fun place to be, the place to be. And we love it. Now, I want to thank, of course, the great Jason Sandberg for joining me on Monday night to promote his great comic, Jupiter. He was an extraordinary fellow. I hope to have him back soon. I want to thank everyone who was here with us and participated, and everyone who backed him, of course. Let's see here. I want to thank the great J-Man for having me on before that, for reviewing Legion of Superheroes, the very first Legion of Superheroes comic ever, Adventure Comics 247 from 1958. We're going to have another one of those. Let's see, I'll get to that in a second. Let's see here. So what's coming up after, of course, the the Clubhouse on Friday night on my good buddy Nick Weiser's channel. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, part 2 of the Comic Shop Talk Gang's review of the Jim Starlin Warlock run. So I'm looking forward to that with the boys. And then, of course, Saturday night Star Trek, same Trek time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, same Clobby channel. 4 more episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine reviewed by I and my wonderful first officer, the more amazing R.M. Briggs. And then, of course, there's always the Sunday Night Geekery, Mark C., the great Mark D. with the C's channel. And then, looks like I'll be doing 2 shows on Mondays for a lot. Pretty soon, of course, the great J-Man and I will be, and hopefully in Sean, with 2 more reviews. We're reviewing the Legion of Superheroes in chronological appearance, every appearance in chronological order. And this Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Adventure Comics 267 and Action Comics 257. Again, reviewed by the Legionnaires, the Legionnaires 3, Clobby, J-Man, and Sean. Looking forward to that. Had a great time reviewing Legion with those extraordinary gents. And then, of course, then the rest of the week. But here's my big thing I wanted to show you. My friends, I'm wearing a badge of honor bigger than the moon right now. A badge of honor I wear. Kaplach! Guess what I got? Guess what I got? You'll never guess what I got. Hey, hungry boy. Oh, let me do the shout-outs first, and I'll tell you. Of course, the wrenches. Whether they hear or not, they get the shout-out. The great Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher. Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrench of the North. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron, soon to be hanging out with me to review an Iron Man comic. Coming up. Lord Thoth and the lovely Lady Thoth, God of the Wrenches, the goddess of the wrenches, for that matter. Avon lives, long live the Legion. My partner in crime on Earth, being fellow Legionnaire, J-Man, the Wrench Without Fear, the great hungry boy, Master Clobberin, and of course, Clobberin Times Artist Supreme and Cover Artist 4, R.M. Briggs, Science Fiction Tales. And then there is Kal-El, the Super Wrench, and Maddie's daddy, wielder of Wrench Mjolnir, Thor from Vegas, and of course, never last or least, Fanty Outsider. So let's see. Now, guess what I got? Guess what I got? Hey, Dave Bob. Let me shout my friends out in the chat. I keep getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited. Who did I not shout out yet? Gwagnar, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Great to see you, my friend. Abigor, hey there. Mighty Orbots, hey there. Could not be reached for further comment. Hello, hello, hello. JT Kirk, you're gonna love what I got, JT Kirk. The present I just got. No, not quite that, JT. That's not what I'm overjoyed about. Hey, Dave Bob, you're going to love what I got, man. Mr. Angel. What's up, Chef? Okay, guess what I got? I got a great present. The night before the last part of the P-Hard Filth. I've just discovered, I don't know when this happened, I have joined the ranks of the Immortals. I, your host, your humble host, Clobby, hello, John Raggy Rupus, have been honored, bestowed an honor upon me so great, you will be the envy. Well, I will be the envy of you. You'll be envying the hell out of me. As soon as I press this button here. Whoop, sorry, noise. All right, are you ready to envy me, folks? Dave Bob, you're going to envy me. In fact, you might be in the same boat. Hungry boy, what do you got to go in a spoiler it for me? I was about to try to make that. Now I got to start. Dude, why would you do that? I was trying to announce it. Look at both of you. Good Lord, man. You're going to ruin my moment. Thank you. I am blocked by the shithead. The golden girl of the simps. Of the sycophants. The talentless hack crapbag who is overrated and overappreciated punk bitch who blocked the guy who doesn't even follow him, never even interacted with him. And I guess you're all blocked too. Isn't that great? So I'm glad I've got friends here wearing that badge of honor with me. He blocked me back in early March. You lucky sausage. He may have blocked me then too. I don't know. How about that? I didn't know. See, why would I know I'm blocked? I have no interest in going to his stupid page. I only knew about it because our boy Bird of Prey was talking about it, and he good old Bird of Prey 5. Yeah, welcome to the club indeed. Don't worry about it, hungry boy. I was just kidding, buddy. But seriously, yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that just So Dave Bob, again, did you follow him? Did you ever interact with him? How do you get blocked by somebody? It's just like Dan Slott blocked me. I mean, see, I actually understand with a guy like Slott, okay? Because Dan Slott blocks anybody that's even following others from like Comics Gate or whatever it is. JT Kirk, you're blocked too. How do you get blocked? I guess it's who you follow. Maybe if you follow Jack Beers or some of these other people that criticize Mattel ass. I don't know how I got blocked by him because I never followed the dickhead. So I don't know how I ended up getting blocked by him. So, well, I know it's a blockchain, Chris. I realize that. And I understand it, like if it's like I actually understand that it's a Dan Slott because I follow people Dan Slott hates. Dan Slott's a hateful little pig. How does Terry Metallass end up blocking me? When I once in a while, I don't know, does people look for people that because every week I post a picture of Rorschach saying P Hard season 3 episode so and so sucks. Right. I understand that, Fanty. I understand. Hey, DJ Ronnie G. I understand. Good to see you, buddy. DJ, all right, man. I understand that, Fanty. I guess if you just follow somebody he doesn't like, or if you talk to I have talked to some people, yeah. It's really what? All right, okay, well, all right. I kind of get it. I just wouldn't expect it in this case because I figured, why is the guy going around doing that? But I'll tell you this. Doesn't it show what only a punk bitch uses blockchains? Okay, only a punk ass bitch, I'll say it again, uses blockchains. And it says a lot about anybody who uses a blockchain. That tells me a lot about you as an individual, even if you are quote unquote in the public eye, like a comic book writer's kind of in the public eye. Terry Metallass, I get it. He's kind of not so much a celebrity, but he's a public figure in that sense. Yeah, CBS, JT Kirk, CBS, no. And by the way, I don't think it's CBS told him to, in my opinion, JT, because he, Terry Metallass, about a year or so ago, he went after Jack Beers and his wife, but just because they're well-known critics of Bad Reboot, and he insulted Jack's wife, and he acted like a total dick to them. So he's a known jerk-off to fans. You're not missing much. He's just fighting with... Is he fighting with RMB? I thought they were teasing each other. I thought they were kidding each other, so I didn't know they were actually fighting. So anyway, it doesn't matter. In fact, I love it. It's hilarious, but it's just, So, Gwag, you think they're really like fighting, or are they just having a lover spat? All right, J-Man, good night, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you, bro. R&B does love his crap. He loves it. So I think it's I think R&B. I heard somewhere where R&B made a joke about about Metallic's crap or something, but I think it was they were kidding each other about something. I think I saw somebody posted something about that, and so I think I don't know if they're arguing or if they're kidding each other. Yes, it's on Twitter, Mr. Angel. On the chef, it is. And see, so Hungry Boy, you're not blocked. If you're not blocked, but you talk to me, that's weird. I don't know. Oh well, you'll get there. Either way, episode 10's on in a little while. Oh boy, is that going to be bad? It doesn't matter if it's bad. The first 9 are bad. So, what are you going to do? Hungry Boy. Ator is killing me. Okay, Gwagnar called out the crap of the Klutzman announcements. What's he trying to win some credibility back or something? Yeah. Well. Yeah. There you go. What are you going to do? You should be offended that you're not blocked. How dare he not block you? Yeah, I've heard he was. He worked on some of those shows before, JT. But yeah, whatever. Screw him. Anyway, you know what? It's this month, roughly. I'm trying. It's different. I'm not exactly sure, but basically, 85 years ago, this month, a certain comic book hit the newsstands. I believe it was called Action Comics #1. Arguably the most important comic in the history of the world. Hit the stands, baby. It says May 3rd, so it's next month, but people are saying this week. Some people are saying yesterday, April 18th was the day, but they're saying May 1st, May 3rd. So approximately on sale date. It's very difficult to tell. So why people were pulling this out of their ass yesterday, I don't know. But we're close enough to May 3rd. What the hell? You can. I've not seen a definitive date. I really love Mike's. Mike's Amazing World site doesn't make them right about everything, but hell, it's close enough. Dave G Sound, what's up, dude? Nevertheless, Action Comics #1, folks. Action Comics #1. Numero uno. What a biggie. It gave us a little character who might just have a little staying power. In spite of what's been done to him by so many, he truly is invulnerable. In the best of ways, he's invulnerable because he suffered and he survived so much character assassination. So much more is done to him that is worse than bullets or kryptonite or magic. Garbage, lousy, idiotic writers that without his best interest in hand, and the shitty evil corporations, everyone's has tried to destroy Superman. But when you come down to it, Superman's an idea and a concept and a creation. And he has endured 85 years. Sure, a lot of usage of him are horrible. But the first 49 years of his existence, certainly 48 years of his existence, are pure gold. Not that all the stories were. I'm sure he had crappy stories, of course. Oh, everyone's saying it's 18th because Gunn said it. Well, James Gunn doesn't know anything about Superman. Let's hope it's. By the way, I saw on Instagram that James Gunn showed a picture of the cover of his Superman Legacy script, meaning that he's finished writing it. I don't know. So I don't know why they come up with the 18th of April. It's cover dated June 1st. I mean, it was cover dated June. Usually they used to put books out, 2 months. But at this point, distribution wasn't that much. I mean, look at this again. Look how many comic books were even being published in that month. In the month of May, in 1938, you had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow. You had 17 whole comic books. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 comics, folks. 17 comics. And they were, let's just look at them. There's so few of them. In 1938, this month, or really in May, you had The Comics, published by Dell. And they were just comic strip reprints, like a lot of stuff back then. You had Tip Top Comics, published by United Features, all comic strips. Then some weird thing called Action Comics, which weren't all comic strips. Weird, huh? What is a comic book? Captain Infinity and Beyond. What's up, dude? Good to see you. And then you had Ace Comics from David McKay Comics, all comic strip reprints. Continue pattern, huh? Cracker Jack Funnies from Dell, all comic strip reprints. Funnies from Dell, comic strip reprints. Famous Funnies, all comic strip reprints. From let's see, what publisher were there? Eastern Color was the publisher. Inspector Wade, from was it David McKay Publishers? I believe those were not strip reprints, but don't hold me to that. Fun Comics, which was called More Fun Comics, of course, at this point. From DC, Detective Comics, basically National Periodical Publications. Yep. But a lot of those were at least new. They were new stories. So there's some weird book called Detective Comics, number 16, dude. And you had in this comic, incidentally, with a Craig Fiesel cover, brilliant cover. From DC, from National, there was a Slam Bradley story by a couple of guys named Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Imagine that, huh? Those guys might go on to be big. And then you have King Comics with Popeye in it, looks like. That's David McKay. I believe those were strip reprints. Yeah. Super Comics reprints. Publisher Dell. Dell again with Popular Comics reprints from strips, I think. Yeah, pretty much strip reprints as always. Then New Adventure Comics, later just be called Adventure Comics. Number 27, folks. Wow. With new stuff in there. But as yet, no big time heroes that anyone would really remember, of course. And then you have Dell with their reprint books again, Super Comics, Popular Comics reprints. Did I mention them? Yeah. Cowboy Comics, which was from Centaur Publishing. I don't think this was strip reprints, but you never know. And then of course Detective Funnies from Centaur. Again, new stories probably. So 17 whole comics came out that month. And this was records were very difficult to keep back then. So, you can't hold them to all this. It wasn't easy. Hey, Claw, what's it there? Donnie Pearson. And Simply Steve, what's up, buddy? Good to see you both. So yeah, that was basically, again, Action Comics. I don't know why they're saying yesterday. I don't know who came up with that. Okay. We'll do Fanty, I will check out number 2. Action Comics number 2. Which Superman's not on the cover, but he did have a story. Cover dated July, on sale date June 2nd. So I'm not sure where James Gunn's getting it, but we're talking about it tonight anyway, even though because everyone is. But yeah, it's not so simple. Your Muslim uncle, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So we'll pretend, it's close enough to the anniversary. The whole year's the anniversary. So, cover dated comics. Back then, they weren't projecting as far for the cover date of stuff. So, I guess they're just a little off because it used to be a solid 2 months. They would cover date at some point eventually. I'm not exactly sure. I think it was somewhere into the 40s, maybe mid to late 40s. Well, they started because of distribution problems the way they were, drugstores and newsstands. They started cover dating them 2 months in advance. At this point, I don't think they were doing that, but they might have been doing it like a month in advance. It looks like. So where anyone got April 18th from, I'm not so sure. But suffice it to say, we're in enough of a ballpark area. Why not talk about it a little bit? In fact, why don't we just visit it a little bit? Let's take a look at when's the last time you've looked at Action Comics number 1? When's the last time you took a look at one? Oh, thank you, D. Bud Martin. Appreciate that. Thank you, Eric. Let's see, it says Eric K. just gifted 5 memberships. Eric, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. As you know, we still don't they still don't tell you whether on StreamYards whether you know that or whether you got one or not. Chris says it's yesterday. Google said April was the date Action Comics was first released. Well, look, I'm not saying Mike's Amazing World is right. I'm just saying I use their information quite a bit. They're pretty good. I've seen other things that indicated that it was also in May. The cover date is June. It could well have been April. So I'm not saying that that's wrong. I mean, how would I know? I can't go back in time and find out. But according to Mike's Amazing World, they've got it May 3rd. So, yeah, I don't, who knows? Not, I have no idea which one is right. Either's fine with me. So, Action Comics #1, folks. We've all seen the reprints. We've all seen the covers, of course. I have it reprinted in many forms. I'm sure you do too. What's in Action? That I remember when I first got Superman from the 30s to the 70s. The book I got when I was a kid, back in the early 70s, obviously, and it blew me away. I mean, I was getting to read that first story for the first time, and it was just, I mean, it was bonkers getting to read that. This story is weird and it's discombobulated. I'm not sure exactly. It's pretty. You can go read it anywhere, so you don't need me. I'm not going to review it or anything. Just show it a little bit of it. Of course, the cover speaks for itself. The inside cover, that's a little bit different. You don't see that very often. $25 cash prizes for stuff. Anyway, Superman, Jerome Siegel, Joe Shuster. As a distant planet was destroyed by old age, a scientist placed his infant son within a hastily devised spaceship, launching it towards Earth. When the vehicle landed on Earth, a passing motorist discovered the sleeping babe within and turned the child over to the orphanage. That's right, in the original origin, no Kents. I'm sure you all remember that originally there were no Kents. There were later. Anyway, there's Super Baby. And it's funny. I like how originally, when they show him, when maturity reached, he discovered he could easily leap an eighth of a mile, hurdle a 20-story building, raise tremendous weights. And that nothing less than a bursting shell could penetrate his skin, run faster than an express train. Early Clark, remember here, right now he's Clark on the first page, decided he must turn his titanic strength into channels that would benefit mankind, and so was created, wait for it, Superman, champion of the oppressed, the physical marvel who had sworn to devote his existence to helping those in need. How about that? Here we go. Apparently, April 18th was the day they copyrighted the character. Okay. Well, that works. Now, and I love how on the first page, a scientific explanation of Kent's amazing strength. Kent, now he's Kent. It was Clark there, now he's Kent. Clark Kent. So he's the first page, he gets to meet Clark Kent and Superman. Kent had Kent Howe, Haw, Kent Howe come, I think it's had come from a planet whose inhabitants' physical structure was millions of years advanced. Millions of years advanced of our own. Upon reaching maturity, the people of his race became gifted with titanic strength. Incredible? No, for even today on our world exist creatures with super strength. The lowly ant can support weights hundreds of times its own. The grasshopper leaps with what to man would be the space of several city blocks. Bump, bump, bump. What was curious about this story to me, though, the next panel, he's just flying through the air with a woman captured. A tireless figure races through the night, seconds counting, count delay, means for blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, I won't go into the story. You can read it for yourself. But it was a weird way to start the story, I always thought. And Superman just like running through people and stuff, and he's going to the governor's house. Well, I'm not going to go into the story. You get the point. That's all. You know, if you've probably read the story, it's very convoluted, actually, the first story. But there you go. There you have it. There we go. there you have it. The Superman's gets started. And I don't know. bright burn origin. Um, but it fascinates me because how these, excuse me, how characters develop over time from their early origins, especially in the early days of comic book origins, whether it's Superman or Batman or any character, the Flash, the Fantastic Four, the Spider-Man, you name it. All these characters go through so much revision, so much on the fly too, that these characters change around. For example, again, the other night is as I mentioned, J-Man and Sean and I we're going to review the Legion all the way. Started with their first appearance. They are so in this first appearance of the Legion, they are nothing like they were later. And I got news for you. In subsequent appearances, they're still nothing like they were in the old days of the Legion. They changed so much from just their early appearances. And Superman changed a lot. From Action Comics #1, just to us, every appearance they would add stuff. Of course, as many of you know, there were a lot of things that are in the lore now that we take for granted that started on the radio show and such. But I sure love the guy. I sure love me some Superman. Always will. After flying through a wall with a girl for the first time, Superboy learned that first hit the wall out, then fly her through it and gets messy very fast. Yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Hey, look, you made it to Wednesday. Just don't complain. I will. In fact, I need a drink of tea. Let's see. It's cold up in here. Anybody else cold up in here? It's cold up in here. I got my AC on when I probably shouldn't have it on. I need to turn it off, but I can't reach it. Well. So, does anyone else have this book, and how many times do you have it reprinted? I must have about 4 or 5 different reprints of this thing, and some of them like with the whole issue. In a week's time, it's going from 85 to a high of 35 back to 81. So that's the kind of stuff we see. Man, you'll be close to me. Okay, Clobberin, my day is bed. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I appreciate that, hungry boy. We would do a whole show talking like this. You think there's any YouTubers that do shows talking like that about that show? I don't know. I can't do it well, but it's really ridiculous. My stupid Cajun accent. My stupid Cajun accent sounds like the ones from Hollywood. Look at it. There's some there are a lot of when they make movies with actors who that take place in Louisiana, and these actors come down here and they hear the people talk and they try to talk like them. Sometimes it just really sounds pretty terrible, man. I'm around them all the time. These people, they just come and meet them for a little while, and they just sound crappy. But what you gonna do, Sean? Thanks, hungry boy. This looks like a job for Superman. I'm sure my Bud Collier again. This looks like a job for Superman. Bud Collier doing the voice on the Fleischer cartoons. Man, oh man. I love it. This is probably, if I were to, yeah, NCIS New Orleans. Yeah, I mean, and I love Scott Bakula, but he just, I guess I got so used to listening to him as Captain Archer. It's tough to listen to him in that with that him trying that accent. You know, no, nothing against him. Is there a more iconic cover than this and a more parody cover? All right, let's talk. Let's just, if it's not this one, it's Fantastic Four #1. I think. But this one's up there. Nowlands, yeah. If it's not this cover, Action Comics #1, it's Fantastic Four #1. It's Spidey number Amazing. I mean, Fantasy 15, but Detective 27. But I don't know, man. I think if I were the most parodied cover ever is probably Fantastic Four #1. But this isn't parodied as much. It's just it's copied once in a while, homaged. Fantastic Four 1 is homaged and parodied all the time. But this is still one of the most iconic covers. You think Action 1? I say FF 1. And the reason why I say that, Hungry Boys, because it has more characters on it that they do different things with. Like they can take other teams of stuff and use them all, and it's more going on. I think it's more going on that cover with the monster and all that stuff. So I think FF gets a little bit more. I mean, I wouldn't even begin to know how to research that. So Brian Hepburn, what's up, buddy? But I think I picked FF #1 is the one that probably gets homaged the most, but I could be wrong. I'm willing to concede on that one. If I don't think it'd be possible to look at to find them all because I've seen so many. Oh, wow. You're right. I don't want to know about that. I've never seen the left one, so the yellow cover is an iconic one for me. Well, I just kind of messed around with that other one. But yes, Action Comics #1 is certainly iconic. I saw one pretty good meme sometimes of some guy like he was Superman just smashing some innocent dude's car up. It's on the cover, Superman has red boots. In the comic, I think they forgot to give him red boots. In fact, in the comic, he has all blue. He has blue boots. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, well, the one on the right, the one on the left, that's just me playing around with some images. The one on the right's the actual cover. Yeah, it was probably a coloring thing, Hungry Boy. Let me pull that back up here. Probably a coloring issue, I'd say. But yes, he's got the blue boots there. This guy's Superman's a jerkweed in this one. Guy's trying to, the governor's locked up behind steel, and Superman says, "To hell with that." Yes, the Man of Steel, try to knock this door down, jerkweed. It was your idea. Guy tries to shoot Superman. Whoa. It was just I don't know, it's kind of a weird idea for a story to introduce Superman. I always thought, even as a kid, I thought this story was weird. Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster. Hey, I love him anyway, though. That was when Clark looked for the worked for the store, the Star. Miss Clobby's a Photoshop whiz as well. No, I'm not. Clobby, will you please stop excelling at everything you're making Chaykin look bad? Oh, dude. I do that lousy looking crap with my phone. Because I'd give anything to be able to learn Photoshop. I love that. So anyway, let's look a little bit more of Action Comics #1. The next story in there is, of course, they had a black and white Western story. Oh, first let's blow this up here. Wait a minute. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, there we go. There's the bit in the comic where he smashes the car up. Gotta love that. Can't even see that the S disappears every now and then. That had to be a coloring problem. Dearest, hey there, what's up? What's up, Dearest? Dearest? Oh dear. So yeah, there you go. That's the interior bit, and the car itself smashed to bits. Hey, oh yeah. Superman's boy, the coloring was really problematic back then, wasn't it? It was awful. And there's Lois. Yeah. Superman climbing up. Oh, there's Superman flying. Not really flying. He couldn't fly yet. But he was sort of flying. I mean, he's lifting this guy through the air. And he's jumping. He's leaping 1/8 of a mile. There you go. And he's walking on wires. There we go. And so begins the startling adventures of the most sensational strip character of all time, Superman. A physical marvel, a mental wonder. Superman is destined to reshape the destiny of the world. He's destined to reshape the destiny of the world. Only in Action Comics can you thrill to the daring deeds of this superb creation. Don't miss an issue. Don't miss an issue. And so, basically, folks, I think they're on to something. Here. Eric says, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, indeed. I love it. And so, you think they were sitting around going, this is not going to last? No, kids, nobody wants to read some silly guy in a circus strongman outfit running around, jumping all over the place, and, bullets bounce off of him. Nobody wants to see this. He's going to forget. They want him. We'll put him in the next one, and he's probably going to be done, right? A guy that can jump that far and bullets bounce off him, and can lift steel and bend steel in his bare hands and outrun trains and all that stuff. Nah, he wears a silly outfit like that. Not a chance. No way. Here we are, 85 years later, folks. For better or worse, now for me, all my favorite Superman, for the most part, takes place for the first 48 years of his existence. That's my Superman, golden, silver, bronze. After that, they started doing too many changes to them to where, obviously, I'm not saying there was nothing after that I liked regarding the character, but in terms of the essence, the spirit, the soul of the character, what he is to me personally, all that is contained within the first 48 years of the creation of this character, of the existence, I should say, of this character of Superman, as I've talked about back during Superman month. But that's just me. It's a personal thing. There weren't a whole lot of comics after 1986 written with the character that or the way I want Superman done. How about that? Let's put it like that. Not much in the way of other sorts of entertainment as well, like cartoons. A little bit though here and there for sure. Absolutely. But it doesn't, but yet that doesn't change, doesn't make me any less proud that he's been around for 85 years. Back in February, the whole month was Superman month on Clobberin Times because the actual birthday of the character is February 29th, leap year. And I love the character so much that I like to celebrate him. He is numero uno. This is the big kahuna right here, baby. When it comes to superheroes, he's it. He is the man. You could have favorites. For example, The Thing's my favorite, but the greatest superhero of them all is this, is the Big S, man. He's it. And I love him. And if yesterday was the day of the copyright pass or what, that's cool. I mean, the Action Comics #1 wasn't necessarily out yet, but that's okay. We're close enough. In that sphere, it's the same year, so it doesn't matter. I mean, the way it was reported in the media, it was like it was the release date or something, though. Maddie's daddy, what's up, buddy? But he's just, like I was saying, one and done. Let's say D-Bud. He wasn't gonna make it. The Fleischer Superman is too modern. Forget out of here, Gwagnar. I love the Fleischer Superman cartoons. Love them. Just wonderful. But yeah, so 81 years later, he's been abused and misused. His creators were criminally abused and stolen from. But their creation lives on. Their creation lives on. Superman will always be. And then, of course, after the Superman story in Action Comics #1, like I said, there was a black and white Western called Chuck Dawson. Oops. Sorry about some. Okay. We should give credit where credit's due. This is the most important comic that ever came out. I'm a big credit guy as far as giving credit where credit is due. And this is something that's never done. So I want to do this. The creators of these comics that we've loved forever. Not just the creators of Superman. Okay, this Action Comics #1 is all about Superman, of course, in the sense that he's the most important aspect of the book. But there were other things in there too. And comic book creators of that era were horribly abused and mistreated and screwed over. So, somebody should give their names out. Somebody should name them. And so I'm going to do that for all the stories in this book. I'm just going to say the name. Why not? And it's very difficult to find these things. some of these names are very obscure in the industry, but first story, of course, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Now, actually, Jack Adler inked the cover, who was the guy who was around for a good while in the Golden Age. Actually colored the cover, excuse me. He was a colorist, excuse me. I misspoke. So, let me name some of these people that never ever get anything, never even get any credit. The second story, the Chuck Dawson story, was written and drawn and inked. It was triple threaded by a writer and artist named Homer Fleming, who had a decent career in the Golden Age, by the way. The next story was, of course, Zatara the Musician, by a top-notch Golden Age writer and artist, excuse me, by Fred Gardenier, who pretty much created the character. The next story was a prose story written by was that the Adventures of Marco Polo? By Captain Frank Thomas. And then you have a Sticky Mitt Stimson story by Russell Cole. He always went by the name of Alger. It was a pen name, by the way. And now you have The Adventures of Marco Polo by Sven Elven. Sven Elven, everybody. And now we have Pet Morgan. A Pet Morgan story by Fred Gardenier. And now we have Scoop Scanlon. Excuse me. With the story and art by Will Eli. Back then, the story and art were usually about the same gentleman. Not always, but usually. And finally, we have a Tex Thompson story. Hang on a second. A Tex Thompson story written by Ken Fitch with art by Bernard Bailey. Bernard Bailey, notable for being a co-creator along with Jerry Siegel of the character of the Spectre. Bernard Bailey was a fine artist. So there you have it, the contents of Action Comics #1. Everyone always knows about the Superman story, and rightly so. It is the most important thing. Keely Chow, roll tide, buddy. But why not show everyone else some love? Those Claude Salling, hey there. I know it doesn't mean much to most people. This certainly doesn't mean much to those gentlemen are no longer with us. But they all contributed. Why not at some point, acknowledge their work? Somebody has to do it, right? So, I mean, one of the most, if not the most valuable comics ever, easily the most important comic book ever. This side of Famous Funnies #1, of course. So, there you go. Action Comics #1. Or I should say, Action Comics #1. Yep. Great stuff. Anyone else have any reprints of Action Comics #1? I have it, of course, in, I think they had a facsimile recently, which I have, but I have it in the big old Treasury Edition, of course, and Superman from the 30s to the 80s, and about 2 other formats as well, like what they run recently. Who doesn't have a reprint of this at some point? But what can you do? Well, most important aside from Fantastic Four number 50. Well, I like the Silver Surfer as much as the next guy there, Hungry Boy, but come on now. Come on now. Get with the program there, Hungry Boy. What are you trying to say there, boy? Son, I say, son, what are you trying to say there? Oh, dear, oh, dear. Anyway. Oops. What did I do? I hit a wrong button. Sorry. I have the reprint and the hardcover. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. That means that it'll be 84 years for Batman this year. So he'll hit his 85th next year, but that's some kind of a milestone. 84. Can you imagine what they thought, what they would think now? What, if you could just go back in time. Sorry, Captain Finity. I won't leave a malleable timeline. But if there was some way you could go back and tell Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster that they would leave that kind of mark on pop culture. I mean, I guess they kind of knew it when they got really old, but they were treated so poorly. I guess it wouldn't be all that much compensation. I don't know. If you can only imagine, what would happen if they'd been treated well and they'd owned their character. In another, I'm told, I think, from what I understand, another, excuse me, in another 10 years, Action Comics #1 will be public domain, won't it? At least as far as the printing rights. 50th anniversary reprint from 88. Yes, I remember. Oh, it must be banned from Clobby's chat. My last 3 messages haven't gone through. Gwagnar, you're not banned. Did anyone ban Gwagnar? I don't know if you've been banned. I can tell you that sometimes the algorithm vaporizes things with some kind of, if there's a word it doesn't like, even if it doesn't seem like a bad one, that does happen. Your last 3, huh? Well, my goodness, anyone know anything about that, my rich friends? None of us would do that to you here, so it wouldn't be done to you, certainly not on purpose. Now, somebody might have hit a button by accident. You never know. Which does happen sometimes, but also, like I said, the stupid algorithm on YouTube does that sometimes. May have hit the filter, and a mod needs to approve it. Hey, Mark D, what's up, dude? Pop in if you feel like hanging later. It's up to you, though. He says, it wasn't me, although it's in my contract to get blamed. Hail everyone. Yeah, it is. That's true. You can go ahead and just blame you. Yeah. That's true. D-Bud doesn't see any deleted messages, and like Chris says, if you were banned, none of us would be able to see you. Yeah. Donnie? Okay, good to see you, Donnie, by the way. Weird. Okay. Huh. There you go. Just blame Mark. Just blame Mark. What the hell? Why not? So that's weird. Weird, wild stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know. What is weird, wild stuff? I don't know what's happening there. Wow, that's crazy, weird, wild. That is wild. That is just weird, wild stuff. Oh, you're so magnificent, one. You are correct, sir. Nah, sorry, Steve. Huh? Well, my goodness. That's okay. So am I, Donnie. I do it all the time. Just kidding, by the way. What StreamYard keeps changing things. They added a new feature that they took away, and now everyone's asking them, "Why'd you take it away?" Then what about the super chat thingy? Freaking annoying. No, well, maybe it'll come back. Well. We're getting close, folks. Did anybody listen? I'm not supposed to do it because you get in trouble when you talk about it. But did anyone see the stupid trailer for Strangled Dude Worms season 2? Good lordy! But people like this stuff. Why? Yeah, that's Gwagnar. You got caught in the Terry Metal ass blockchain. Look at and you get to be like me, blocked by Terry Metal ass. Yeah. Didn't know they made a trailer, but I'm convinced people that like it are paid shills or bots at this point. It's there's a trailer. There's a trailer. By the way, Clobby, the Great Adam Morlock show with Nick are making me dread the MCU Garbaggio all the more. Oh yeah, and by the way, well at least we have fun with that one though. But by the way, Hungry Boy, I was Claude tells me today that a different Claude, not selling the other one. Minimus says there's they came out with a Eve Warlock book now. With Ron Mars, the crappy writer Ron Mars, has a new Warlock book out, and it's Eve Warlock, not Adam Warlock. Oh my God, why? Of course, I guess it's for the better. At least they won't be screwing over Adam. I hope they won't be. Maybe they will be doing that too. I don't know. But it's like, ugh, God. It's just pathetic at this point. You saw it? Oh, Jesus. Boy, the art. Well, the art, if you want to call it that, blows. Oh, Marion Hepburn says there's a trailer for the new Godzilla versus Kong. Now, I didn't see that. I'll have to go watch that later. How's that look? I kind of like that last Godzilla Kong thing. I mean, it was at least the fight parts between Godzilla and Kong. I didn't give a crap about the humans. Of course, who needs humans? Humans suck in kaiju movies. Keep humans down to a minimum, I say. I don't want to see humans. What happened to her Paragon? Do they think that? Oh, they think they are creative and doing a derivative of a derivative character? No, then yeah, they just totally ignored her Paragon, I believe. I can't remember. Apollome's Minion, what's up, my dear? And of course, the pepperoni. Yeah. Boy, StreamYard's is sluggish tonight. Going slow on me. Hope it's not my computer. Well. That's a lot of you. Well. I'll tell you what. I don't know anymore. That's right, JT. Put it into words. The pepperoni, bang, 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 bang. Kal-El says, I'd rather go watch the failed Wing Commander movie in the theater again rather than watch any of the filth. I'm right there on the same page with you, buddy. And I've never even seen that Wing Commander movie. I presume some of you, did any of you watch Mando at least? They ended Mando, and did it matter? Did anybody care? Does anybody really know what time it is? Whoa! Does anybody really care? I don't know. Yeah, it's just wow. If their humans were all hot babes in small outfits, would you allow them in a kaiju movie? Well, yeah, that goes without saying. In fact, yes, if you're gonna have a kaiju movie, the only humans allowed should be hot babes, in small outfits. Yeah, of course. I mean, what am I, nuts? I mean, no. In fact, the kaiju would appreciate it, So. Brian says, I watched Commando this morning and again with the kids during dinner. It was meh to okay for me. Yeah, it barely rated for me too. Look who's here.
Hey, everyone.
Marco Polo. You there?
I'm here. Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can't see you, but I can hear you. That's weird.
Oh, that's weird. You don't need to see me, but here, let's see.
You're not showing up.
Oh, wait.
Now you are. Did you add yourself?
No, you got to click the second one. Click. There we go.
That's weird. This one, this is a single one here. I got
that's a solo. That's a solo one. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. I'm
that
back.
One.
Yep.
And that one. Hang on. That one. That one. Okay. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. We're all that one out. There we go. What's up?
Oh, not much. Had a political meeting tonight, so of course those go a lot longer than they're supposed to.
Understandable. I hears you up in here. I hear you.
It's like, is there motion? Can some have a motion so meetings adjourned? And someone kept like asking more questions. It's like everyone's groaning. Like, we all want to go home now. Let's leave. Go away now.
Go away now. It's over. Go home.
Yeah.
Ended it. Just put its audience out of its misery. It was just sort of, we're done now. It was pretty much that. We're done. Go home. We're going to sit on the porch now. Y'all come back now. I mean, he really came out of the house. They got houses. And now it's time to say goodbye to Mando and all his kin. He and Grogu would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited next back week to this Tatooine. It wasn't Tatooine, no. It was, what was the name of that planet?
Mandalorian.
Then Mandalorian, Navarro-y. To have a heap and helping of his hostility. I don't know. So, yeah, it was pretty much that.
I enjoyed it. I had fun. Yeah, I mean, it's pew. I mean, Star Wars, no offense, massive Star Wars fans.
So
I like Star
now.
Wars. Well, the problem is, it ends up as Jake Skywalker. That's whenever you.
Well, we know where it's going.
Star Wars is ruined in the future. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it's silly. You got at least. I mean, spoiler alert. Grogu. At least they got rid of that silly robot shell he was using as IG-11, and that was kind of cute. They got the head for IG-12, and the combat was good. I like the combat, and at least they ended. I don't want to give big spoilers.
So
at least they ended one plot line. Yeah, but it's supposed to be fun and space battles and cool robots and stuff.
I don't know. I think I need more now. If you go, look, you know why I need more? I don't need no much more if it's a movie, but if you're gonna have 8 hours of anything, I need more. That's the problem. Just as I always maintain, Star Trek should be a TV show. Obviously, it should be a good one, but we can't have that anymore. But Star Trek doesn't work in movies, is what I mean. Forget about what's good or not. Star Trek needs to be on TV. It would help if it was good as well, but that's never going to happen again. But Star Wars should be in movie theaters. The absolute opposite. In other words, sure, Mando, those first couple seasons were okay.
First season's very good.
Books and comics are fine. All that's fine and good, but when I watch a Star Wars, I kind of need it to be short and sweet, and I guess when Mando was being kind of one-off stories originally, I thought it was kind of okay. I don't know. Now it's just, yeah. I mean, look, at least it was pew, but
the end sets that up though again, thankfully, and they got to get Grogu to stop being this cute little whiny, cute little fuzzball. I mean, he's got to grow up or have something like, at the age of 50, Yoda's species, I can't remember the name of his species, suddenly it matures. I mean, it's just, it's so limiting that they have, I mean, plus what's the point? You live 900 years, but it takes you 600 years to mature or something. I mean, it's,
I think at this point, I'm just tired of those characters, to be honest with you. They're never, there's nothing different about them anymore. They don't grow. Grogu doesn't grow, and Mando doesn't grow. And I was shocked that this episode, I mean, it still dealt with what's her name, and but I was shocked that they didn't kill him. I thought they were going to do it. I actually did, but they don't really have the balls to do something like that. So I just didn't care. I mean, it was just, I'm not saying it was bad. A lot of people say it's bad. I mean, it is bad if you don't care, but I'm saying,
yeah,
I mean, it's something that might be bad too, though, if you don't care. If you don't, I don't. I watch the whole thing and I'm like, I could just be counting paint on the wall at this point, like counting I could look it off at the wall, I could look at the floor, I could look at anything, I could fall asleep. I don't really get into it that much. And Dear says, I disagree. Star Wars can work as a TV show. I think an 8 to 15 episode season would work very well. The problem was Disney needed a staff that knew how to make. Look, I don't disagree with you there. I'm simply saying, my favorite Star Wars so far has been in 2-hour plus increments, and Star Wars is supposed to be big scale and spectacular. It can work as a TV show. I mean, Mando first 2 seasons were okay, but they don't thrill me that much. It can work as short stories even, but I'm gonna agree with Darius to a point, but still, nothing they ever do on a TV show will touch. Nothing will ever touch The Empire Strikes Back or Star Wars, the first one. So, Darius, I don't disagree with you, partner. I'm just saying, I think it's at its best when it's grand scale entertainment. Good stuff, smaller stuff is good too. Whereas Star Trek is at its best when it's not trying to save the universe every week.
Yeah. Or fighting Khan every week.
Or fighting Khan or the Daleks. I mean, the
Khan.
Borg.
Yeah.
Fighting the Borg.
New ideas.
The Borg,
well, that's why I hope.
The Borg.
The Borg. Yeah. That's why I hope Mando goes back to, the more contained episodes and, adventures going, as a bounty hunter again. So the show sets him up to be a bounty hunter again after that. Now, whether or not they're going to fix Baby Yoda, I'm sick of his cuteness. And if he's going to spaceship big enough so they can go to the lavatory, because Mando's got to talk about the suit. Mando's got to, I don't know if he's got the suit from Dune where it recirculates his bodily functions, but I don't know how he stays in that spaceship for hours. But anyway, it must smell bad in there. But
that's one of the here's what they do stupid shit like the ship is dumb. I'm sorry, I like a Naboo fighter next as much as the next guy, I guess. The fact that look, I wasn't that big on the Razor Crest, but at least you can believe that ship flying long distances, and this one he's got a little hot rod that you can't make really long trips in that thing. I don't know. I just thought but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's a minor thing, but they should have another ship that it docks to or something. Yeah, then yeah.
It's just these past 2 episodes have just been boring to me. I'm like, I don't, I mean, the action is not enough. Well, it's just, it's decent action, but I don't care what's going on. When I watch and I've actually said this.
Well, you don't care enough about, sorry, I was saying, what's the main bad guy's name?
I don't care about any of it.
You don't care about
what's his face?
Not Grief.
I guess I've learned a long time ago that you could chop one of my hands off and I might still have enough fingers to count the action movies that I love. Love. And the reason being is when I watch a silly action movie like Lethal Weapon movies, which I love, or Die Hard, or what have you, or Beverly Hills Cop, or okay, I might need both hands, but still won't be much more. I love the characters. and therefore I can, even in a dopey movie, I'm in. I'm all in because I'm loving the characters. Characters is important in everything you watch or read, but especially if you're being expected to go on a ludicrous kind of a journey with them. It's one thing for characters to be interesting in relatively realistic dramas or whatever, what you're reading or what you're watching, and all they have to be is realistic in a show that's just taking place in normal dramatic reality, right? If you're taking us into a fantasy land or into an adventure that's kind of out there and crazy, then you better have great characters. You better have a James Bond or an Indiana Jones or Luke Skywalker or a Captain James T. Kirk or a Spock. You better have characters for me to give a damn about and me to want to see their adventures and to root for them and to be for them. You better have, and the same deal with comic books. You better have characters I can latch onto. And then sometimes if they have a story that's just sort of so-so, I still was okay because I love those characters. But when you have a story that's kind of blah and I don't give a flying crap about who I'm watching, then I just want to go to sleep. And I'm totally that way with Mando. I don't really.
Moff Gideon, as Brian says, in my memory.
Moff Gideon, him too.
You don't really care about his arc, and
I don't care about Grogu,
his clones, and
I don't care about Boca Raton. I don't care about I don't care about if it's Star Wars. I guess when I think about it, if I'm not seeing Luke Skywalker or Han Solo or Princess Leia or R2-D2 or C-3PO or Chewbacca or Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, and certain characters like that, I'm probably not going to care much. Just the way it is.
Yeah, the droid had a good moment. The droid that broke down in Star Wars had a fun moment in this episode. R5, D4, D4. Yeah. I mean, there's some good things about it, and I can see, and I'm so fed up with
Buckaroo
where Star Wars goes. Yeah, so it's almost don't want to watch it what they did to Gina. So, well, of course, I got to watch it to review it and talk about it. That's my excuse. But I did enjoy that last 2 episodes. I mean, it's not like, I can't wait to watch them again. But I didn't think they were bad. But I can understand where people, might not like it, or
they had about 3 or 4 episodes that were really bad, and then about 3 or 4 that were boring for me, and maybe one that I thought was kind of mildly entertaining. So all in all, I say
the one they rescued the kid was pretty good.
That was too pretty stupid good for me. That's another thing. You can't put too much stupid without hurting the episode. I'm sorry.
Well, in terms of the concept of the episode was good. We were picking that apart, but yeah.
Yeah, but dude, they chased the pterodactyl to this place, and then they say, "Well, we're going to camp out down here. I'm pretty sure the kid will be fine." And they actually sit around on their asses till the dark because they're too chicken shit to climb a mountain at dark. When, by the way, they have flying belts. They have flying rockets,
and they have infrared vision too.
And infrared vision. So they sat down and had dinner while a kid. Yeah, he'll be all right. I'm sure. Like those,
the creature's not hungry.
Says, the critical drinker always says, "It'll be fine."
It'll be fine.
Oh, so stupid.
Yeah. No, those are great.
The show sucks.
The action.
If you have that many episodes that annoy me, I guess I can't say it's good.
Let's see. So who was?
It's not as bad as another show, but out there. But you saw my badge of honor, right?
Well, how did you get blocked by Terry Metalis?
I don't know. Are you blocked?
I don't know. I'm going to be upset if I am.
Oh, and why?
Dan Slott is the only one who's allowed to block me.
You'll be envious. Terry Metalis blocked me. I've never interacted with him, and I've never followed him.
Oh, I must have heard about you, though.
You didn't hear about anything. You got a blockchain, but still, it would be funny if it was.
Oh, I'm not blocked. I'm not blocked. Oh, thank
You're
God.
not blocked by. What do you mean? Why do you care?
God. Oh, because how am I got to follow? You got to follow him and know what's going on. Stuff. Yeah, I've been following. Yeah.
I hope he blocks you. Be like the rest of us.
Only Dan Slott can block me.
I'm blocked by Slott as well. Look at that. I mean, I did not know it till today. Bird of Prey 5 posted something that he all of a sudden he was blocked, and he said he doesn't know why he wasn't before. It just happened or something. And another guy said, "Oh, he's blocked me a couple months ago," and I think Dave Bob said it was like in March that he blocked him. So I didn't know. Why would I know? Why would I even suspect that I'm blocked? So I said, "Let me go check." And sure enough, I'm blocked. I have no idea. Is it because because I know Bird of Prey 5, or at least follow him, or what? I don't know. I know it's a blockchain, but you and I are Twitter follow each other, and you're not blocked.
I don't know. Gee, that's an oversight on their part, I guess. I don't know what's happening.
Captain Finity, I hope you're blocked. Because man, you could be wear the badge of honor. You should get yourself blocked by Terry Mattel. I'm kidding. Don't go do that. No, he's not.
I can't stand those blockchains. So that's. I mean, yeah, have the guts to block someone. If someone says something to you or does something, hey, Maddie's daddy.
Hey, it's chicken shit. Only a chicken shit coward pussweed uses blockchains. I mean, block somebody if they're being a dickhead, fine.
Yeah.
If you're using a blockchain, you're a punk. A punk biatch. Right.
Or maybe he watched your show and he got upset.
I hope so.
He watched your Orioles show.
I hardly ever watched this show, huh? Did he? That's right.
No, maybe he watched your show.
Yeah, but I don't talk about when do I ever even talk? I hardly talk about P Hard. Now we're barely mentioning it. We're mentioning it right now, but I've never done a show where it says tonight we're ladies and germs and boys and girls. We're talking about P Hard season 3 episode or whatever. I don't do that. It may pop up. Now maybe he sees my Twitter where I got Rorschach saying P Hard season 3 episode whatever sucks donkeys.
Which or maybe you're on with Paulie and R&B, and he heard you saying it all sucks or something.
Yeah, maybe he did. I hope it's a good reason. I hope it's not a blockchain reason. I hope I pissed him off, and that's too much to hope for. Why would he care? See, look, last year he's acted like a dick to fans before, and he's a thin-skinned bitch. And his show sucks. Screw him in his face. How about that, everybody?
Well, now you're blocked.
Block me again, biatcho. I don't give a shit. You're a punk who makes crappy shows and doesn't know what you're doing. So I don't care.
Well, when is the show on? Is it tonight at 3 a.m.?
2 a.m.
Well, 3 a.m. my time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kal-El. He says he hasn't been blocked yet. Don't worry. It'll happen, buddy. Hungry Boy, did you get blocked?
Maybe we could time travel and ask Captain Finney. Can we time travel to get blocked?
I don't know.
Go back in time and
if we time traveled, he would block us. He would block us if we time travel. Oh,
they did do a nice job on the bridge. I'll give them that. The D bridge they did, and I hear it's almost all rebuilt from scratch. I know, but they're the craftsmen. I give the craftsmen and the workers and everyone. They did do a nice job on it. Did have carpet.
He said, "Metalis hasn't blocked me. Burnett, Cardinal have. Make of it what you will." Oh man, well, that's okay. You'll get there, pal. You'll get there. So, in other words, it's not a by association thing. So I must have. I mean, there's no way that idiot can even know who I am, but it must be because I interacted with somebody that he hates, or that maybe it's because of Jack Beers and Bird of Prey 5. I don't know. Oh, and Doomcock. Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Doomcock, probably.
He's
right?
probably got Doomcock blocked. Cockblock, get it? Yeah. Doomcock blocked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he has DC blocked or not. I'm so happy.
I just don't like any of this blocking stuff, unless you really act like an a-hole or insult the guy or do. But legitimate questions or discussions on like why does Jack Crusher even matter to the story? I still don't understand why he's even in the story and what his DNA has to do with anything. Why his DNA has to be weaponized.
If you didn't even interact with somebody and you get blocked, that's chicken shit.
Yeah, that's what Slot did to me.
Miss Slot did that to me too.
Yeah.
Let's see. We consider it to be a badge of honor to be blocked by no town hacks like Mattel ass Klutzman and George. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Stephen. I know who Clobby is. You do. Eric, did you get me blocked by Metalis? I would thank you. But no, you're right. It's just, again, it's not like I followed him and started talking to him. I don't give a crap. I never followed him.
Yeah.
So a blockchain is for bitches.
Oh, you didn't even follow him. You weren't even following.
Never. No, I don't remember ever following that weenie head. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was until January. I never heard of him.
Yeah.
Until all this shit come out. So, and I would interact with other people who talked about, I guess, but as far as I know, I never followed him, and I know I never corresponded with him. I certainly have no memory of it. So I never talked to him. No.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. A block again. If someone's being an a-hole and they get blocked, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh snap! He really what? Oh snap! He really did like Notorial's tweet.
Yeah, that went back and forth. Yeah.
Who did?
With Nerdtorial and
no, that wasn't Metalis. That was some guy named Bass or something.
Oh, Blast. Yeah, but
Blast.
Okay,
David Blast or whatever.
He's one of the production designers on the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
We never learned why the Changelings have teamed up with the Dominion. Major Grimm's channel brutally debunked the DNA plot contrivance for PR Season 3. Good. Major Grimm does good work. Gray Invader says, same. I never followed him, yet he blocked me too. Hello, Gray Invader. I've never seen you before. Welcome. And I'm honored to have you amongst the blocked. And he's got a weird chair next to the DeLorean for some reason. Almost looks like an Imperial droid, battle droid or something.
Yep.
Not followed by anyone. You're not followed by anyone I'm following, by the way. Look at that. You were blocked from following Terry Mattel Ask because he is a punk bitch who uses blockchains. Good. Screw him.
Hey, JT's right. Yeah, we never learned why the Changelings teamed up with the Dominion. Major Grimm's channel brutally bunked the DNA plot contrivance.
And you're not going to, I bet, either.
No, I
mean, I don't think so.
I mean, I do like the idea of them putting a time bomb into Picard's DNA and having that, plan something to wreck the put that DNA into the transporter, because they are as Bones says, sending your atoms across space and reassembling them. So that kind of writing I do appreciate, but makes no sense as to why they needed, as I said, Jack Crusher, or why they needed to weaponize him, or capture his old body. If they're going to plan that and wait for that plan to take effect 15, 20 years later, why do they? That's all they need. They didn't need Jack Crusher. They just wanted to put that in to have that emotional tie. And then we were discussing after one of the shows too. I mean, in the future there, pregnancy is going to be pretty much at will. I mean, you're not going to, they're already talking about maybe, having male contraception where guys can take a pill. So you're telling me, in that far-flung future, that a Dr. Beverly Crusher is not going to know, if she might get pregnant by accident, and then she's not going to tell Picard. That's another whole can of worms. But I mean, come on, you're probably gonna have like a switch where you can push on your, yes, no, I want to procreate here. I mean, it's a little ridiculous to think of that, where you could have an accidental pregnancy in the future and then not tell your best friend about it, your partner, that hey, oh, by the way, I have a kid, I'm going to go out for the 20 years and just ride around the galaxy. I mean, just makes no sense. I mean, just that's the only reason they introduced that character, was to have that emotional tie between attempted emotional tie between Picard and his new son that he just found. At least Kirk, I think Kirk didn't Carol Marcus tell Kirk knew, right? He just didn't know who David was, I guess, and then they decided.
Yeah, he knew about David.
He knew about David. Yeah, so he knew it was his son. Yeah. So that's a little bit, but then I guess they decided it was best that he not know him, or. But
like I said, they've done so much to damage the character of Beverly Crusher, including having her do something horrible to someone that she cared about, like Picard. She supposedly loved him. She doesn't tell him he has a son. That's pretty rotten to do to somebody who again, it's not like they had a big falling out or he did something shitty to her. Man, what's up, buddy?
Man.
Remember, was when she realized, by the way, you and I talked about this, accidental pregnancies in the 24th century aren't very likely. This, especially not with a doctor. But anyway, so they're having a kid together, and she decides, because she hears about somebody trying to assassinate Picard, some Romulan or whatever, she decides he's Batman and has too many enemies. I can't tell him he has kids because it's too dangerous.
Yeah,
that's horse shit. Absolute horse shit. It's like, this is not a comic book, idiots. This is Star Trek. You moron jackasses. So stupid. They wanted to give Picard a son. They should have used Vosh as the mother. There you go.
That would have made a lot more sense. And then that you could
Well,
kind
he
of
and Beverly were
understand
together later, though.
Yeah, but you could understand Vosh maybe not telling Picard. Maybe
Vosh would be the
with
type
her
not
character.
to tell him.
Yeah,
That's a
but
good
not
point,
Beverly.
Right. That makes more sense because Vosh wouldn't tell him. However, you know, he and Beverly were close towards the end there.
Yeah. I just can't. I just can't. I can't conceive of him not telling him of the conception. That was a bad pun, but
no, I understand.
It's just and it's okay. Like if a writer, like I'm not saying Metalis per se, but anyone involved in the show, those are the fun kind of things to discuss or talk about. Without getting personal and saying what you don't like about the show. I mean, I would never insult any of the showrunners, the people working the show. I just tell them what I like or don't like about the show, and it's just that's my personality. But they shouldn't block people who bring up legitimate questions. I guess Bird of Prey, I was looking at one of his tweets earlier. I guess he said he got canned from just just talking about problems with the show or and every show you're gonna have there's various degrees of problem, but when things don't make sense or line up, that's the problem. So it just that kind of stuff drives you crazy. And then when it's like it sounds like not that I'm a writer, but putting Vash as the as the mom, that makes more sense, right? So
indeed,
things like that. That Darius is coming up, like, let's pay Darius the writer's rate, have him go on the show and write some stuff.
I have some a few people that were answering me on Twitter telling me that they also got blocked by him. And so a lot of people are put it on Twitter and they're talking about how he pre-blocked many people in the fandom. Same thing here. He blocked me without ever interacting with me. One guy says, Jack Beers said, he said, you mean Memberberry Terry or Mystery Box Terry? Miss Terry Box? Oh, Miss Terry Box. That's a good one. Memberberry Terry.
Oh, God. I mean, there's a right and a wrong way to do it, too. I mean, obviously, like Star Trek V, they earned that campfire scene, and you've had a crew that's been together forever and you've grown and loved them, and that's part of the story in Star Trek V. Kirk says he knows he's never going to die alone because Kirk and because Bones and Spock are with him, and that's a really great scene. I love that campfire scene. It's just with the marshmallows and everything. It's just fantastic. But that's kind of an earned scene, and I guess with the Next Gen, you got them together again. They're around the table finally again. You got to get those moments in, but you got to combine it with a good story.
Got to earn them.
So that's Star Wars didn't do that. I mean, we never got Luke, Leia, and Han together. What a tragedy. I mean, what horrendous. That's why part of it, I guess, I can see where people are down on the Mandalorian and all Star Wars. Just we know where it's going to end up.
Memberberry Terry, that is a good one.
Yeah, the DJ Brian is right. Yeah, Kirk died with Picard. Yeah, but was he a robot then? Maybe he wasn't just kidding. Maybe he wasn't a real person.
Well,
that's a good point. Yeah.
If I see Shatner anywhere near this episode tonight, there's going to be hell to pay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be mad. But
well, he's going to be on Strange Nude Worms.
Did you see the Strangled Nude Worms trailer?
Yeah, he gets stuck in a rotating door, and I gotta agree. I hate rotating doors. I have a phobia about rotating doors. I hate them. But not that I don't. I think JT Kirk would have a little bit more ease of handling them. But
are they in the past or something with that? It looks like it.
I don't know. Or do they go to like a planet with rotating, like on the planet with rotating door?
It looks like they're back in the Earth's past or some crap. And why is he there?
Well, to get everyone to watch.
That is so. And why is Uhura now body positive? Uhura, she's the new Tilly.
Well, her character is just so poorly written. I mean,
Does she look like Tilly to you now?
Well, I don't even care about that. Just the way that she acts. Like, I know. But I'm not one to talk, so.
Yeah, but we're not on a damn TV show. Yeah,
we're not on a TV
we
show.
can talk. No one's asking us to, go on a freaking TV show either. Picard's fembot.
Hurrah for the win! I clipped that. I gotta make it
go
like
into
2
the Nexus to
seconds
get Kirk.
Yeah.
Do the TNG human characters in the show realize that Picard himself is no longer the human? They've mentioned it.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, they did.
They talked about it. So we're, look, I just don't want to see Shatner. If you have a dumb, stupid knockoff Kirk, I don't care. It's stupid, but I don't give a shit anymore. Please, I hope he didn't do anything with this.
It's not like seeing Tom Baker at the end of the Doctor Who. That's like that kind of thing is because Doctor Who was still great, but at that point too.
If it happens, if in episode 10, if I have to see William Shatner come back and do some kind of weird cameo thing, I'm not saying it's happening, plus I don't know, I haven't seen it. If I have to see that, I'm going to lose it.
Can I start a fund to replace your TV after you punch your TV?
You can take this channel over because I'm never coming back. No, I'm kidding. I'm coming back. All right. Oh, little Scotty. Hey there. You're gonna have to replace your eardrums tomorrow if that
earplugs, earmuffs.
If I'm gonna.
Maybe Kirk could come back and erase everything, and he comes out of the Nexus and said, "None of this ever happened. It's just a dream."
Okay. That I might go for. That I'd go for.
Right? See, I'm hired.
There you go. So, if they go back to Viridian and Kirk, whatever. I mean, it's just leave him out of it. Leave him out of it, please. I mean, they would have to do serious deep faking on it just to make him look like he did Generations.
Yep. Hey, hell, Ezra Goldstein.
Ezra Goldstein, shalom, my friend. Good to see you. And Little Scotty, I hear you. Leave the original characters on. They're already screwed with him by doing stupid recasting and stuff. And that guy is so terrible. Look, I don't like Chris Pine because she's no Kirk. But if you're talking about casting a guy that looks like he could at least sort of look like in the vicinity of a young-looking Shatner, he is 10 times closer to that than this dude, this 40-something-year-old dude that's playing
anything like him
on Strangled Nude Worms. He looks like Eddie Haskell, for God's sake.
And his hair's not even blonde.
Good morning, Mr. Cleaver. His hair is not blonde. I don't know. Can you make first of all, yes, you need an actor too, but you want to get a guy since he's taking over an iconic character. I'm against the remaking anyway. Recasting anyway. But if I had to do it, that guy I don't pick. Because you're going to want a guy that is at least close to some sort of certain look.
Chris Pine has got that kind of personality. I know, we don't want to have the actors recast, but at least he's got a little of that glimmer.
He's not far off from a Shatner look. He's not that far off from it. I just don't think no one else is Kirk.
I like him too as an actor.
I don't like him.
I don't want to see him in Star Trek. He was good in the D&D movie.
He's not Kirk, but he looks closer than that guy. He looks like he is a clone of Kirk compared to that guy. That guy looks like Gilligan. That guy, I can't remember his name, is nothing like, not even close. In other words, if they had written, let's say they wrote the Chris Pine version to act more like Kirk's supposed to act like, he could have pulled it off where it at least would have been credible and been decent. It's just he won't be Shatner. He just wouldn't be Kirk. But he would at least not be acting like a little idiot, dumb frat boy like they had him acting like. Whereas that's not the case here with this dude. This dude's not acting like he's not acting silly, but he's just not like. Why do you think this guy was castable as Kirk? What is wrong with you people? You're idiots. Yeah, and that chick playing Uhura. It's not. Maybe it's because of her hair. She's a good-looking woman in real life, but she doesn't look anything like Uhura.
Yeah, and the way they write her character, I mean,
it's awful. Neither the Spock boy, by the way.
So non-serious. Or her was always such a serious character. I mean, had her charm and know, wry sense of humor at certain points in the show, but not an outward joker / cheerleader. So it's that clip that I played for you. I finally found that clip. I reorganized my hard drive. I was finding all my video clips, and I think I'd played you that one where hurrah for the win, and then the crew is going crazy.
Oh god, yeah.
The guys was cheering, like he's
bunch of garbage.
And it's just not Star Trek. I mean, you can imagine Sulu or Chekhov jumping up and down on the bridge. When they defeat an enemy, they're just
It really looks like poo poo. But here we are now. You guys have got what you wanted. You were happy with Strangled Dude Worms. You were a bunch of you were. You're happy with P Hard season 3. So get ready for more crap, including Starfleet Academy. Take that and put that in your pipe and smoke it, because now you got it. You call down the thunder. Well, now you got Klutzman forever. Enjoy it.
And RMD was actually coming out against that today.
Yeah. Well, he helped make it happen. And I'm sorry, he helped make it happen. So he can whine about it all he wants. Lip service. So,
yep.
So there you go. I mean, you got it.
Well, I found to get to another good-looking thing. Let's go to. I can show the new Warlock. So that Claude had posted today.
God!
Yeah. So since we're already having such a good time here, why don't I show Eve Warlock? I was telling you got to read what. Yeah, I heard you before. It was
talking a little bit about it earlier.
Yeah. So look at this. We can.
Hang on. Where am I?
There we go. So, all right, she looks kind of cute, but look at Pip. Look how bad Pip. Where's Hungry Boy? And look, Gamora. Look how bad the art is. Look at the art for Pip.
No. Gamora. Sorry, Hungry Boy. You did it. Blame Mark. Give him the shin kicks.
Is this
Adam Warlock?
Well, this is the new Warlock Rebirth title.
It's going to be all about girl power. Look at Gamora. Looks like dog crap.
Yeah, she looks horrible. At least she looks like she has a figure, which I'm surprised that they gave her a figure.
So a lot of the art sucks. Ron Mars is a garbage writer. You can guarantee this is going to be poo-poo.
So let me read this. So announced last month, fan favorite Marvel Comics icon Adam Warlock will headline a brand new solo limited series this April. Reunited superstar creators Ron Mars and Ron Lim. I like Ron Lim a lot. Known for their influential work building the cosmic corner of the Marvel Universe. Warlock Rebirth will reveal a never-before-seen chapter of Adam Warlock's fascinating origin. Before he jetted off to space, Adam Warlock was artificially created by scientists on Earth to be the perfect specimen. What fans will shockingly discover is that Adam went on to wield the Infinity Gems and play key roles in epics like the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Watch, but not the movies. Another specimen was created. Someone stronger, faster, smarter, rebuilder than Adam himself.
Let me read that again.
Him. Someone stronger, faster, and smarter than Adam himself.
Girl power.
Meet Eve Warlock, the next evolution of Warlock.
Oh my
She's come
God,
to strip.
Heaven.
She's come to strip Adam. Wait, she's come to strip Adam. Wait, you can't strip Adam. You gotta keep his clothes on. Oh, strip Adam of all his power. Starting with the Soul Gem. Don't miss the debut of a character who redefined Adam Warlock's legacy by stealing it when Warlock Rebirth #1 hits the stands in April. See Eve in all her glory. All her glory. Wait, is this Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden with no clothes? See Eve in all her glory in Warlock Rebirth #2 cover below. And check out all new interior artwork. Wow. So yeah, Adam was just
I like Ron Lim, Warlock. But it just sounds like a shitty story. Ron Mars sucks. Ron Lim's fine. By the way, I want to address something here. Gray Invader says, in the 90s, Marvel did a comic called Early Voyages about Captain Pike and the Screw. It was excellent. It was strange. New Worlds should have been. I agree. It was a great comic. It lasted something like 16, 17 issues maybe, or 18 or whatever. Gray Invader. It was really good. And the only other one and then later in IDW, Byrne did a good one called Star Trek Crew that also took place with Robert April and later had Pike in it. So yes, agreed. Gray Invader, I love that comic. Should have been. That's what Strangled Dude Worm should have been.
So we're getting a much better Warlock now. Finally,
Donnie, you really like that? Donnie, you like that terrible casting of Paul Wesley as Kirk? What's wrong with you, man? I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to come after you now. That's it. I'm just you sit down right there, young man. I'm coming. Don't make me turn the show around.
You're gonna take all those Power Ranger VHS tapes away from him.
I'm coming after him now. I'm gonna take his Power Rangers. Apparently, I'm gonna have to put him in the corner. Sorry, Donnie. You know I'm just teasing. He knows I'm teasing him. You know we love Donnie. We love Donnie. All right, so this looks like. I mean, I like Ron Lim.
Is that the High Evolutionary back there, or is that who is that? In the left.
That's the High Evolutionary, yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yep. Donnie.
Your agonizer, please.
Yeah. This is. I mean, the art's. Yeah, Ron Lim. I'm not gonna beat up on Ron Lim too much, but yeah, the story's stupid already. You can tell from the crap they told us.
Well, yeah, and you don't come out and say she's stronger, faster, and smarter. You say,
yes. Who wrote
if you're going to do that, you're going to say, yeah, then I guess she's got no problem, taking over the galaxy. So,
yeah, look at him. She's choking him out because she's choking him out.
Yeah.
God. So terrible. Marvel sucks, donkeys. And Ron Mars is a putz simp boy, so he puts up right with it. He's fine with it.
Yeah. Oh, it's nuts. And the other comic book news, Marvel Comic app purchases are moving to Marvel Comics Unlimited. So, excuse me, the last holdout of Comixology. Whenever I buy new comics, please don't tell anyone. You get the code and you can put it in. So at least you could still read them online with the old Comixology. Well, this app was still alive, and now I got the email today that June 2nd they're killing the app. So the Amazon disaster. So at least you could go into the Marvel app and still read your comics and zoom in, and you had the old app that was actually decent. So now the Comixology is shutting down on June 2nd. So we're disappointed fans will no longer be able to use the app starting in June. So I guess Amazon just said, nope, that's it. So they're making the digital comic purchases. So you have to switch to the Marvel Comics Unlimited app. So I guess if you link your account, you won't have to pay to see the comics that, if you buy new comics, they have codes in them or anything, they had like free comic book day or free comics. So it's all moving to Marvel Comics Unlimited, which actually isn't a bad deal, but I don't know what the reader's going to be like there now.
We don't need it ourselves because we can find other ways.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I read that stupid Clobberin time #1.
Oh, you did? Was it any good? I still haven't read it yet.
I didn't think it was any good. I don't like the art.
You don't like the art, all right?
The story was just sort of whatever.
Read that tonight.
And I will. Full disclosure. Good night, Maddie's daddy. Good to see you there, buddy.
Take care, Steve.
Full disclosure, I have a prejudice, as you know. I hate anything Marvel, and it takes place. You can tell, like in modern times, like during the shitty, horrible new FF, the Dan Slott garbage. Now it's somebody else, but you know what I mean, right? It's you can tell it's present day Marvel, and that just really damages it for me. To the point where I'm glad I didn't buy the first issue. I'm glad they sold out. I don't want it. And now I can read it just and see what it's like on digital. I have no interest in buying it. And I thought the art sucks, donkeys. We can look at it if you want. You bought it, huh?
Yeah, let's see. Where do I have? I didn't even open it out of the. I've been so busy. Where the heck is it? You can show. Well, don't show the interior though, because you'll get that for that. Well, because it's new, I guess, right? I mean, don't show the whole thing if you have it. It's already out on that site.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't show the whole, just because it's a brand new comic. That's why. Yeah. You never know.
Oh yeah. I'll show a little.
Open it. I'm gonna open it up here. Let's see. Let's see how the art looks. I should have.
See what you think, hungry boy. Look at this. I personally can't. I don't like this much. Cover's sort of okay, but
yeah, the art's not that good. It's too flat.
Badass, what's up, buddy?
Hey, badass.
Yeah.
It's very
cover's
flat.
Sort of okay, I guess, but Steve Scroce. I've seen him before. Why is there a new Watcher, by the way?
Why does the Watcher need a gun?
Tuva 2. Sword, too. The Watcher's got a sword and a gun. Modern Marvel, ladies and gerbil. Look at Bruce Banner, what a simp he is. I was always a skinny dude, but good Lord. Yeah, this fart looks like poo-poo.
That one panel thing looked all right, but yeah, no, it's too flat. It's just too flat, yeah.
Thing looks terrible. Hulk doesn't look so bad. Thing looks terrible. Like, see, Hulk looks good right there. He's kind of all right, I think.
I guess it's just this guy's art style too, right? You either love it or hate it. So
no, but I mean,
I don't particularly like it, but you're stuck with it. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, I guess, yeah. But then you're stuck with it for the whole.
Ben looks like dog do. And why does the Watcher look so terrible? I'm showing it fast, so I guess I don't care. So that's an okay page right there.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, some of the panels are okay. Yep. He doesn't have a handle on perspective and distance.
Don't show anymore just in case, because it's a new comic.
It's very flat. It's very flat. I mean, but you might like that style though. Yeah, I don't personally don't. But.
The Watcher looks like future Beavis. Yes, he does. And why does he have a sword and a gun? And his name, it's not even, by the way, it's not Uatu. It's Tuva, whatever. Tuva 2.
I am Tuva 2.
Does Marvel have a new Watcher?
One. The truth's here, the chronicler. Let me tell you of a day when an unknowable god was thwarted and an ancient people were saved. This is the first chapter of possibly the greatest tale ever told, as far as I know.
Yeah.
The art doesn't
look
great. Yeah.
Tuck's here a hard time. Yeah, this doesn't gel. Well, Gwagnar says, headed to bed. JT, have a good night, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Good night.
Good night, JT. See you tomorrow night with another UFO. Yeah, there you go. Yes, indeed. No, what was it? Where? Oh, I pass. I'll go reread The Big Change instead. Yeah, we reviewed The Big Change a while back. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. So yeah, poopy dooper, bunch of crap.
Yeah. So yeah, no excuse. I'm trying to be nice, Hungry Boy, because I can't draw. But yeah, it's not very good. Yeah. But I always, say if maybe some people like it, but it's not. Doesn't float my boat on most panels here. Just not doing it. Yeah. But the Hulk, once in a while, the Hulk looks good on some of the close-ups. Actually, when he gets in close to the Hulk,
yeah, and the story's not good either.
The story's not that good.
Yeah, I don't think it's much. Yeah. Again, severely hampered by the fact that it's based on the like modern times.
Yeah,
modern universe, if you will, like it takes place in the slothverse time. So, all right, D Bud, take it easy, bro. Can't wait to hang with you, man.
Take care. Yep. Good night, D Bud. I guess he's not going to stay up to watch Picard tonight.
I don't think he gives a crap. I hope. I hope he doesn't. I hope not.
Is it true Raquel will just binge watch the whole series?
Yes.
Just kidding.
It's true. You say that to her and see what happens.
Yeah, I already can feel the shin kicks from Canada.
Let's see. I'm trying to gotta get that date again. We're gonna be yes, April 20. So a week. That's next week, right? Yeah. Wildcard Wednesday, April 26th. That's next week. I gotta make sure I get that all handled, put together. D Bud and I will be reviewing Iron Man number 6. Number 6. Awesome. Single issue story. It's because it's George Tuska. Let me look that one up here.
But does he know Iron Man really? I mean, he only wrote that book.
He just wrote a book. That doesn't mean anything, does it?
Yeah.
I am Iron Man. Iron Man. I am Iron Man.
Here come the shin kicks.
What? You getting some shin kicks?
I get shin kicks, yeah.
Let's find Iron Manual. Did he write that?
Yeah, that was an amazing.
Did he write?
I wonder if I just found a place where you could print books on demand. It was, and I sent it to Raquel. Let me put the. I don't know if D-Bud's ever had his book or printed any copies, but it was called because of the Micronauts book. I bought a Micronauts book that we could actually show. DP Banks. Let's see, where was the blurb.com. So if you go to blurb.com, I don't know. I mean, you can send them a PDF or you can do a book. I wonder if
however you want to do it.
D-Bud has ever, but I wonder if he's ever, had that printed, because that would look so amazing, physically as much as love digital.
Yes, but I got to find my copy because it was on my old computer.
Yeah, I still have it.
You still have it, right?
Yeah. And what you can do is you can have either publish a book, or I think print a book, or print a copy, which is pretty darn cool. And the price wasn't so bad. So I had this Microsoft Restoration Sampler print the DP Banks is doing. It's Wildcard Wednesday, so I could maybe show you what he's doing. Some Micronauts stuff. I've shown you his stuff before, or remember he was fixing. Let me see. I'll show you his stuff. And I talked to him, and I had permission to show it. So I always ask anyway, even though it's on Twitter. It's he's giving it away for free. But
anyway, this is it. Just a sneak preview there, folks. Review next Wednesday night. The great D-Bud Martin joins me to review this comic, The Invincible Iron Man #6.
That's awesome. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So let me show you DP's
show me what
Twitter.
Yeah. Show me what you want to show me.
Let me find out what. So he's giving this away for free. So and I ordered the book. I wanted the physical copy. So he's restoring the old issues that are kind of when things get yellow, and so you can reprint it in all its glory the way it would have been. Sure. So I'm just finding the PDF of that. Here we go. All right, here I got that. And let me. Oh, come on! Don't lock up screen. Let me share my screen. So his handle is DP Banks. So the account is dedicated to the mission of restoring old comic book art one page at a time. Micronauts ROM, Air War Stories, Aztec Ace.
Cool.
So like here's an example where he's taking taking the X-Men Micronauts, and he loves the Micronauts, so he's restoring that. And he's showing you all the steps that he does. So let me put his handle in, so you guys, if I click on him, so you have his handle. So he is DP Bank 67. So go give him a follow. Let's see, media here. I can go through.
Cool.
There was media, and then I'll show the sampler that he did. And I thought you'd love this too. Look, check out his office. Look what he's painted on his wall.
Nice. Is that Usagi Yojimbo?
Yeah.
Now look at the thing.
There's a thing on this wall, right?
Wow.
Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah.
Cool figures. That's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep. Look at Nick Fury. Nick Fury Steranko cover.
Yep.
Greatness. Got some figures.
So he's got good taste.
Nice.
Yep. So Nick Fury print, Wretch metal statue, Kirby's Boy Ranch art. Where's the Kirby's Boys Ranch art?
Oh man, cool.
Where is that? Is that
it's right there, behind the wall for Cub.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
That's it. Looks like it's opened up. It's a book that's opened up there.
Book's open up. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have one of those. Nice. 1961. Cool. That's a great book. God, that's a very. I think that's an expensive ass book too. If I look at this and know it right, if I'm thinking it's the same one. It's got all stuff from 19. Oh, that's beautiful.
1961 Marvel, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's cleaning up these Micronauts pages. So let me show you what and if you send him a message, he will send you this PDF. So I asked for permission, obviously, even though he's giving it away for free. But so this is the before. You know how your comics are kind of yellowed and white.
Right.
And,
Sure.
And there's never been a reprint of the Micronauts either. So
and it's never gonna be.
I think and it's never gonna be probably. So this is what he did.
Oh wow! Yeah, you showed us what before.
Yeah, so this is the latest version. So I ordered this in a book form. Yep.
Wow. When are you getting it?
I guess in a couple of weeks. It's print on demand. Yep.
How many issues are in it?
Well, this is just a sampler. So this is what it was like $8. It was $8 to get this.
But how many issues? Is this the first issue, or?
Well, he's doing all the issues. I think he's done every issue of the Micronauts, but he was just doing like a sampler as just an example to show people in a little booklet. Show them what, and I think he's gonna. I don't know if he can offer it for sale, the whole series. I don't know. I just love this art too. This is just great.
Yeah, love it.
All cleaned up. Yeah.
Let me answer Ezra here real quick.
Sure.
He says, Clobby, did you hear about a drag personality is going to have a prominent role in the upcoming series of Doctor Who? I did hear about it. I was listening to my buddy Noel stream today on the TARDIS Zone. He was reporting on that a little bit today. I don't know the whole story on it because I caught him at the tail end, so to speak. And I've heard a little bit about it. I'm so out of the loop on Doctor Who right now because it's so dead to me. It's the 60th anniversary, so you'd think I'd be more excited, except for I'm going to be trying to force myself to enjoy the David Tennant stuff if they do it right. After that, I'm out. I will never watch the show again under an RTD with what he's doing. I don't know. I say that maybe when Shooty starts out, maybe I'll watch his first one, but they're doing crap like this to be activist, and I just don't really think I have the stomach for it. So I probably won't even watch it, but who knows? And so, I never thought something could be. Star Trek and Doctor Who are so dead for me, and so is Star Wars. Really, that at this point I'm kind of numb to it. But in November, when November rolls along, I'm gonna make that Doctor Who month and celebrate the Doctor Who that I love for the 60th. Classic Who mostly, even some of the newer stuff, I guess. And celebrate the Doctor Who that we love, And yes, I'll watch the Tenet shows that they're doing, but going forward with it, it's just going to be another thing like Star Wars is dead and Star Trek is dead, and comics are dead. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead. Very nice looking stuff.
Isn't this great? Yeah, this is the Micronauts' New Voyages with Hunter was a cool character. I always liked this character. Kind of crazy character, but he could change his body and morph, and it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Little Scotty, I can't blame you. Says I can't. Little Scotty says I can't. I don't think I can watch Doctor Who. Look, I don't blame you or anybody who doesn't want to watch it again. Just the same with Trek or Star Wars. Believe me, I could force myself to watch stuff. Like I actually, after that Timeless Children filth, I watched the special after that for some reason. And after that, all that stuff they did last year, I didn't watch any of it. I couldn't take it. And then I watched that, or the year after that. And then I watched that Power of the Doctor thing, the end of Jodie, just to see, because it had Ace and Tegan, just to watch them.
Yeah.
And the scenes with Ace and Tegan and the other doctors,
I gotta
admit, those scenes got to me. The thing was still stupid though, and it's still just junk. It's still just not, the damage is too much.
They did get away from the lecturing and proselytizing.
They did. It was just the only thing good.
They knew the damages.
Right, but it's a severe problem though when the only thing good about your episode are just like things. It's sort of like similar with PR. If I were down with the member berries and the nostalgia that they're doing in PR, which I'm not, that would still be the only thing good about it. The writing's bad, everything else is terrible. This is the same exact with that Doctor Who special. Anytime you got away from the stuff that kind of got to me a little bit, seeing Ace and Tegan and seeing the other doctors in strange forms, but still nonetheless the old actors. Other than that, everything else is garbage in the episodes. The same deal. So when you get away from the stuff that kind of, and again, since TNG is not really deep inside my heart, I like it. Okay, then on PR it doesn't get to me the same way it gets to other people. But Doctor Who is deeply in my heart. So, and Ace and Tegan, and the Fifth Doctor and the Seventh Doctor mean a lot to me. So that's why that show had an effect on me when the rest of it's just all the Jody stuff is garbage, as opposed to on P Hard. Every time they do a member buried, it's a TNG one or something like that, or even a DS9 one that they sneak in there. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. That's cute for the people who are really just so in love with this thing. I'm an original series guy. I like TNG enough. I like the other ones enough, but it's not enough for me to just forgive the things that people are forgiving, just so I get to see them on the Enterprise D for 5 minutes at the end, and then probably all this new episode, this last episode, you're going to see them on there. And you're going to just have to spend things like it only takes 5 of them to run the whole ship and all this other kind of silly stuff. 7 of them or whatever. Oliver Belamonte, good to see you. He says, Clobby, rumor casting call for the following who play FF Sue Storm are Vanessa Kirby. The name's good, but I don't know who that is. Mila Kunis. Oh, this is for Sue Storm. I don't know who Vanessa Kirby is. I know who Mila Kunis is. Woo. Jodie Corner, don't know her. Allison Williams, I don't think I know.
That's the newscaster's daughter. Brian Williams, who got wasn't he the guy that got in big trouble for making up all the stories?
Yeah. What's his name? Brian Williams. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not really familiar with her.
She would look the part. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Plus, they said Adam Driver might be rewritten. Oh no. Well, I take it back. Oliver, you know what the Fantastic Four mean to me? So for me, I'm rooting for the worst casting you could ever possibly have. I want it to be so laughably bad that it makes me laugh. Instead of pissing me off, I want to laugh at them. Because let's just say the casting were halfway decent and they actually cast the way the characters look, which isn't going to happen because they're all, because we all know they're all the wrong ethnicity for one thing. But let's just say, for sake of argument, they accidentally cast them correctly and they look pretty good, and we're raring to go. It wouldn't matter a hill of shit. They'd still get the story screwed up. They'd still screw things up to the point will not suit me as an FF fan. So here I'll be going, wow, what a waste of a good cast with this shitty story and screwed up of the origin and everything. So since it's Disney and I have nothing but contempt for those scumfucks, I hope they just go ahead and cast it the way they've been casting stuff with their woke, idiotic casting, so I can just laugh at them. And let's face it, 99.9% of the odds say I'm right. They're going to cast the thing so horrifically stupid that I'm just going to be sitting back laughing at them. People say, how pissed off for you with that casting? They're going to say, because I'm going to get that a lot. I'm going to say, I'm not pissed. I'm glad. Good. They can count me. I'm just going to sit here and laugh. This has been DOA to me for a long time. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing any of these people can do to hurt me anymore. I can laugh at them. I can think their show sucks. I might watch it, but they can't hurt me anymore. It just can't happen. Let's see.
Yeah, they're just going to get it so wrong. I mean, you got Marvel I heard they were laying off 15% of their, or Disney's laying off 15% of their entertainment budget. I was just listening on the radio, so I don't know how accurate that is, but there's big layoffs coming. So ESPN's has massive layoffs, and that was the golden goose of Disney, the crown jewel for a long time. ESPN was making a ton of money. Sports, football is the most popular spectator sport. It makes the most money on TV. So that's interesting. I'm in Connecticut too, so that sucks too for people in Connecticut. Have all these people lose their jobs. So
yes, Ezra, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, just you feel bad, but yeah, if things aren't going well, it's they're gonna cut jobs and look at the new movie, Mario movie. Was it 6 days? It surpassed what Ant-Man did. Quantumania, the total.
Imagine that. They
obliterated it. It's just
if
you look at box
office, the fans wanted to see. Imagine that.
Yeah. If you go to Box Office Mojo, I was looking at it the other day. I was like, it was 8 days, and they surpassed it already. It was like, what a disaster that turned out to be, unfortunately.
Ezra, Same with me, Clobby. I will watch the 60th anniversary. I might watch the first Judy episode, but I'm not confident RTD will restore Doctor Who to being Doctor. No, I have no faith in RTD whatsoever either. And I'm same here, dude. And thing is, Chris, good luck to you, Clobby, if you have to watch for review. No, I think I'm not even kidding. I'll make jokes and I'll act like I'm all angry and stuff these days, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'll watch anything. Now I'm to the point where I can sit through it. They'll go grrr and make fun of it. But really, to be honest with you, my anger doesn't last long anymore. I watch that and I go, yeah, well, what do I expect? Of course it's going to suck. They don't care about these people who don't give a shit. These are corporations running everything, doing all this shit now by soulless ghouls who don't care about the things I love or that any of us love. So I don't really get that mad anymore. Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I still have the frustration and anger that the things I love have been destroyed. That's never going to change. But now when they do it, and like when someone says, "Hey, they just cast so and so," and it's such a stupid stunt casting, a crappy. I go, "What?" And I go, and I laugh. I'm like, "All right, sure, whatever. That's pretty stupid." But and now I'll sit through any old crap. I'll sit through. Well, there are exceptions. I can't sit through STD, but I actually watched Strangle do Worms, and it sucked. But I can sit there. You get something out of it in the sense you get to at least goof on it and criticize it because critical analysis is important. I sit through this hard trash. I sit through all of it, and at least it's a conversation piece. You can talk about how bad it is, and people say, "Why do you watch that if you don't love it?" Well, because then if I don't watch it, you'll say, "Well, it's good, man," and then and if you don't believe me, you don't have a credible leg to stand on because you haven't watched it. So I've decided to develop a system of I will watch and sit through anything, no matter how most people go, I can't subject myself to that, and I understand it. I can sit through anything, and if it sucks, I've lost a little time, sure, but at least I don't have to hear the people going, well, you didn't even watch it. Of course, the new thing is you watched it, but you hate watched it. Screw you with your hate watch crap. I watched it. And if there's anything good to say about it, no matter how much it hurts, I'll say so. I've said minor positive things about Be Hard Season 3 in the sense that it's not as bad as Season 1 and 2 simply because it's structured more like a Trek movie and not an actual Trek episode. It just doesn't have any real Star Trek in it whatsoever is what I'm saying. It has the member berries. It has the crew all put together. It has the formula of success in the sense that there are people that are terribly indiscriminate that don't really care about Roddenberry that much. They don't care about the philosophy of Star Trek. They don't care, or as much. They care about it, but not as much as they care about these people, these characters getting back together after 30-something years and running around shooting at stuff and being on spaceships and having adventures. Doesn't matter if there's stories that with any thought or substance or an imagination or creativity. They just want to see these people put back together, running around, and they'll take it. Doesn't matter that it's the same damn universe that was put together in the first two seasons of Be Hard, Season 1 and 2, which aren't the real Trek universe. They don't care. It's the same one. They don't care. And there are people who will put up with anything. And as long as they're getting to see their bells and whistles and they're getting to see this something called Star Trek Picard that at least has all the crew there, they're happy. And who am I to argue with that? It's not enough for me because the stories are still unbelievably stupid. The characterization is awful in most cases. It's definitely way, way off. Raffi, that's another thing. Raffi, the connective tissue to the first two seasons is Raffi and other things. The Borg, I'm sick of the Borg. In other words, everything about it's still bad stuff. But is it less horrible than the first two seasons? Sure, because at least you're getting to see these characters that you all loved so much. Not me, but you all loved so much. So I understand it. I actually do want getting to see the Enterprise D at the last time. But that's episode 9 of 10. You had to wait till the last 5 minutes of episode 9 of 10. They stretched a story that could have gone 4 episodes, over 10 episodes now. And filled with like anywhere from the 35 to 40 minutes of each episode is filled with boring drama junk where they're just sitting around talking about uninteresting things. They're not advancing their so-called plot. And what happens when you get to the end in the 9th episode? The goddamn Borg for the 10 millionth freaking time. I don't like the idea with the changelings the way they did it. It was stupid, but it was more original than the Borg. So guess what? They got to dump that and go right to the freaking Daleks. I mean, Borg, sorry. It's so lame and so stupid The show has no intelligence, no Star Trek intelligence, no Star Trek soul, no Star Trek substance. But hey, it's got the, and I don't care if you don't like the term or not. It's a true term. Member berries. It's got the nostalgia. It's wallowing. It's drowning in it, and you get to see your little pew pew with these characters. Their nonsensical writing is awful, but hey, you got them back, and you got what you wanted. I like the line from Planet of the Apes. You got what you wanted, Tiger. How does it taste? And look, don't listen to me. People are really happy with it. They're loving it. They're going nuts over it. Nothing I could do about it. I mean, not that I would do it anyway. I don't like to be the one to piss in everybody's cornflakes. I don't like to be the guy, putting the turd in the punch bowl. They're having a good time, and I'm being the jackass. But I'm sorry. I'm not stopping anyone from liking it. Hey, Dave, see? I'm just saying, I just don't understand why
you're missing something. You're missing that, Roddenberry's version of Star Trek is fundamentally outdated today. Just, you can't follow that old stuff.
Everyone, he's the one who stopped my rant. So on him. Your old toys. Thanks for derailing the rant. Hey, your old toys. Good to see you. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't it past your bedtime, young man? Just kidding.
Oh, he's on the West Coast, I think. So
okay. He knows I'm teasing. I hope he knows. I'm just kidding there, your old toys. Yeah. And we're glad to have you.
I'm sorry for derailing you there.
It's okay.
It's just Roddenberry's.
It was getting close to epic status, and now it's nowhere thanks to you. But okay.
Well,
I had a good one too, and now it's all gone. I'll live. Everyone was tired of it.
You said hello to your old toys, so I thought you were done.
Everyone was tired of it anyway. So good. I'll survive somehow. I don't even know what I was talking about now.
About Eve and Eve Warlock. How great!
Oh, that sucks.
No, but the thing is, they just don't follow the classic Star Trek formula. You've got swearing. I know, there's been minor swearing in Star Trek, but you got Worf chopping heads off. Just not following the characters. And the changing thing was interesting if they had followed it through, but now the changelings are out of the picture, I guess, and nothing makes sense in terms of the changelings teaming up with the Borg. Why would the Borg ever want to team up with anyone? I mean,
I'm so sick of the goddamn Borg, man.
What happened to the friendly Borg from the whole point of the second season?
They may address it next week.
Pill's going to come back and save everyone, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe they'll address it in the last episode, but who cares, really? Even if they do, I don't care. I'm sick of the Borg. Yeah. Let's say they do that. I don't give a shit. I'm goddamn sick of the Borg. Look, the changing idea was stupid because they didn't handle it right, and it was dumb. The Great Link was cured. They should have left it alone. It was a bad idea. Maybe another faction of the Borg comes along. Maybe again, some genetically engineered changeling, I guess, may not be the worst.
It would have been cool if you had a Borg changeling hybrid. That would have been kind of cool.
But the Jem'Hadar, but here's the problem. It's still not it doesn't solve anything because
where are the Jem'Hadar at this point?
Why do we need another invasion plot of the Federation being infiltrated anyway? Why?
Because you've got to have one story that's going to last 9 or 10 episodes, so you can't have small little individual stories.
Okay. All right. Well, and that makes. I know. I see what you're saying. I don't agree with. I mean, I know you're kidding, but
I'm kidding.
Do we really need that? I mean, again, I'm tired of. Why do we have to have invasion of the body snatchers in Starfleet again? And by the way, if it had been the conspiracy aliens from that episode, like some of us thought it might be,
that's what I was hoping it would be. Those City Alpha Eel lookalikes.
I almost would have been okay with it. I would have been like, okay, that's at least interesting.
I would have liked that, yeah,
because they left that one hanging, right? So I'm like, okay,
yeah. In the end, they sent out a signal too. In the end, there was a signal. They left it open. Remember the very end of.
You know what? That would have been infinitely better than Borg and Changeling, because it would have been different. They'd never addressed it. So when I would thought, you know what? They're going to actually make me interested in this if it's that.
And I thought they eliminated the Borg threat in season 2 with Alison Pill's character going back to being the friendly Borg.
They might address that in the new one. Don't get your hopes up. They might just say, screw it. But either way, it's like, even if that's the case, and I hear you, I'm so sick of the Borg, man.
That was so ridiculous, too. I mean, that was so ridiculous. God bless the actress who passed away, who played the Borg Queen, Anna Warshing. Oh, she was such a nice person, seemed from, I didn't know her, but she seemed nice from her post, and cancer, too. So she passed away way too young from cancer.
Yep.
But yeah, that whole point of that was to have a new Borg Queen and time travel. Where's Captain Infinity and all this crap at
That's
the end
true.
of the second season? So
very true, Scotty. The Borg are a distraction from writing good stories and Federation. Again, why do we need any villains necessarily? Why does it have to be that typical sinister threat type of story with Star Trek? Star Trek doesn't really need that all the time. It could have been anything to bring some new I don't know. It could have been as simple as a new Enterprise is launching, and they're going out in space on a maiden voyage, and the old crew gets together on there like some kind of maiden voyage type happens, and then some that goes with the to send out the new crew, and they all gather for that like a big reunion on a newly launched Enterprise, and then they go out there and something happens. Maybe maybe it's like they're christening a new ship, they go out on a maiden voyage, and then something happens, and then they end up going. It's just a story about the characters that has something to do with science fiction, and doesn't necessarily have to do with fighting bad guys. Star Trek was never. Remember when Star Trek most of the time wasn't about fighting bad guys as much? They had bad guys sometimes. I would have loved a continuation of Conspiracy with more gore and exploding heads. Well, it'd been better than what they were doing. But you know what?
I love that episode when it first came out. Ooh.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Why couldn't it have been something more Star Trek like with science fiction stories, or any kind of a story that you could have had an excuse to get the old crew back, and still it doesn't have to be the Federation is about to be destroyed. The Federation was so horrible in the first 2 seasons anyway. Who cares about them?
Yeah,
they were totally destroyed in those first 2 seasons, and this season doesn't come along. Let me put this. Let me put this to all of you. Okay, let's just say, and don't tell me they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't, but don't tell me they couldn't. You could tell me they wouldn't. Don't tell me they couldn't, because couldn't's bullshit. Let's say they come along and they said, "Look, we realize that fans hated season 1 or 2. It'd be hard. So, all right, everyone, I want you to entertain this for me for a second. We've only seen 9 episodes. We're not the privileged. We've only seen 9. Okay, let's say this we got the same thing that we're getting right now, but let's change one thing to it. No Raffi, and then no Picard being a robot. In other words, let's act like the first 2 seasons didn't happen. Let's say they open up the season and say, with just a little bit of a log, explaining to us that this is 30-something years later, and you can even say it's a different universe. It's nothing to do with seasons 1 and 2. It's the same exact story they're doing now, however, but the only difference is you don't have Raffi to connect it, and Picard's not a bot. Other than that, it's the same exact. And I would still think it's not good, but I would at least be happy that they're running away from, or they're dumping the first 2 seasons. Then my criticisms would just be about how the story doesn't work and how they shouldn't stretch a story along those lines. But I would go, all right. At the end of the day, I would thought it was not a very good show, but I wouldn't be angry. I'd be like, at least you dumped those first 2 seasons. You got a little dark in spots. In fact, a lot dark. You came up with a lot of things that didn't make a lot of sense. And some characterization is very questionable on you guys. And the Borg, oh my God. But at least you dumped the first 2 seasons. I would have been more accepting. I would not have liked it. I would still think, like I do now, it's a terribly written show and with bad characterization. But if you just disconnected it from the first 2 seasons, I'd been like, all right, well, people got their little nostalgia trip and it's fine. I'm not all that put out by it. It's not really Trek, though. You guys still didn't do a great job, but at least you disconnected it from the first 2 seasons. Thank you. And we'll just, whatever happens will happen now. I'd have been a little bit more well disposed. I still wouldn't think it's any good. But the fact that it's connected to those 2 seasons and written exactly the same way. Ugh. And by the way, the Borg suck. Did I mention that?
See, I like the Borg, but they've got a ton of them in Voyager. Yeah, I know. Borg. At least we didn't get time travel yet, though. So that'll be the trick.
Yeah, we did.
In this season. We didn't have time travel this
second season.
Yeah. Yeah, second season was all time travel. Yeah.
I'm just so
that was
tired
much cheaper to make because they went in the past, so you don't have to do modern sets, right?
I like the Daleks. At least with the Doctor Who show would not have made it without the Daleks. It wouldn't have existed.
Right. And that movie was super popular too, right?
What?
The Peter Cushing.
Those were just cash-ins. No, the TV show. You remember the second story after the Unearthly Child was a 6-parter or whatever they called the Daleks, and remember the BBC was getting angry letters and stuff and calls from parents to take those nasty things off of TV, but the kids fell in love with them, and the kids were wanted Daleks. They wanted more Daleks.
Yeah.
Was it? And they even chronicled that in that. Remember that movie about the first episode of Doctor Who with David Bradley playing William Hartnell?
Yeah.
That was a great.
They read it.
Adventures in Time or whatever.
But wouldn't those Dalek movies kind of help just the popularity of the show and just make money?
They were kind of cash grab movies, but they weren't really that related to the show. They were, in fact, I don't know. Yeah.
But money-wise,
they helped a little.
The show.
Yeah. But the show itself just kept using the Daleks, and boom, it saved it.
Yep.
Because they were almost got canceled after Unearthly Child. The first one's the Daleks, and kids were running around. They just loved the damn Daleks. The Daleks saved Doctor Who, but the Borg, Star Trek's not about the Borg. The Borg's a small slice of Star Trek. Unfortunately, in Berman Trek, it's too big of a damn slice. But there's still, Star Trek's not always about just pew pew and fighting bad guys.
Well, it's a curse in the movies, I think, with the movies being the early TOS movies being so successful and well written. The first movie is just such a fantastic story. Then we all know Wrath of Khan, and then Star Trek 3 is basically, it's almost one movie together. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 4 really go together well. And of course, the voyage home and they're saving the planet again. 5 is more of trying to get back to Star Trek, with exploration, and then you've got the like we talked about before, the great camping scenes about the friendship of them, and then 6,
the
murder mystery. You got Agatha Christie on the Enterprise thrown in with the Klingons and the end of the Cold War. And I know you're why you don't like that movie, but it still was pretty well done. I can see hear your criticisms of it, but I did the last TOS cast movie.
Nemesis?
Not Nemesis.
You mean I'm sorry.
Undiscovered
Country.
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that doesn't like it. No, I like it, but I hate it, but like it. Anyway.
Yeah, but then after that, then you got First Contact, Borg, right? And then you've got
Generations, First
Generations,
Contact, Erection, and Nemesis.
Nemesis.
So,
both.
Screw them all.
So First Contact was good, but
yeah, it was.
That gave us Hooby Dooby.
Hooby Dooby. Well, let's Hooby Dooby our asses out of here. How about it?
Yeah, we gotta go watch. Gotta go watch.
You gotta
what
go
are we
watch
gonna
that
watch
show.
now?
I don't know.
You gotta watch it too. The Metalis just DM me, said make sure the Clobberin Times watches it, even though that he blocked him.
Since he asks so nice, I will.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a fun time tonight. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. Please, of course, come tomorrow night. Let's see show notes here. Let's see. Tomorrow night, of course, it is Clubhouse time.
Yeah.
Lobby's Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark and even me. Welcome. I cannot wait to see you all here tomorrow night. Let's see here. What else? What else is going on? What else?
A watch party. We're gonna.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You do your plugging. So
okay. Yeah. Sorry. Well, watch party. I haven't scheduled yet, but 8:30 we do the watch party with UFO, and I can't remember what the next episode is. Number 8, I think. But I'll post it. Yep. So we'll do the watch party. And Raquel hasn't told me what Tales of Tomorrow I'm supposed to watch tomorrow, even though it's today now.
Soon, I'm sure.
She better tell me because I want to do my homework. Oh, Lady Mist, hi.
Oh, Lady Mist is here. Hey, Lady Mist, lovely to see you, my dear. All right. Good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. It's fantastic to have you here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Well, I'll be at before that I'll be at Tom's on Midnight Says After Dark, I'm sure. And then, of course, and then the clubhouse. And then before Saturday night, Friday night at Nick's Comic Shop, Talk 3 at 8:30 Central. The gang will join up. Hopefully, Hunger Boy will be there. We're reviewing our part 2 of our review of Jim Starlin's Warlock Run. Having a great time with that. And then Saturday night, Star Trek, 4 more episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And then there's the Sunday Night Geekery at Mark D's channel, right?
Yeah. Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And then Monday night, you can catch me Monday night on the Great J-Man's channel with Sean as we continue our mission that's going to take longer than Star Trek will probably. We're going to review every appearance of the Legion of Superheroes in chronological order from 1958 to 1989. The only time span that counts. That's going to take some time, don't you think? So there's all that. Big shout out to our great wrenches for being here tonight. The great Eric Cree, Chris Persia, Devon Martin, Lord Thoth, J-Man, Hungry Boy, Cal L, Maddie's Daddy, and the Phantom Outsider. And I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. I really appreciate it. You've been fantastic. And hey, hopefully we've gotten through the hump of the week there. So have a if I don't see you before that, have a great weekend. But I hope I see you before that. So until then, my friends, have a fantastic remainder of your night. Clobber on, clobberers.
It's Clobberin time!
It's Clobberin time!
Clobberonimo! I just love Clobberin time!